So unfortunately this week's video isn't going to be the typical one just because our family's been fighting the flu all week, and then we had to take our oldest son to the hospital yesterday just because he fell extremely hard, had the biggest goose egg I've ever seen. Fortunately we didn't take him into the hospital, we just tested him in the parking lot for a concussion and he was acting okay. So it's been a long week, so this video might be a little bit shorter, but next week's video I am so excited about because we have had so much progress on our barn and it is just, I can't wait. Lots of exciting things coming up and we'll be getting back to normal next week, but this week's just been a little off. So I'll just be sharing a little bit about where we are right now so you get the full picture of what's all happening, because I think it's a little bit confusing for some that don't know us personally. So we lived in a subdivision, beautiful, it was our first home together and it was so special and comfortable and I loved it, and we did a lot of fixing up in that house and just made it ours. And when I was pregnant with our third baby, my husband had an idea to sell our home, which initially freaked me out. I've talked about this in a previous video. We mutually came to a, okay, let's do it. And we did not have our property in mind at that point, but we just felt like there was a more for us. We really needed to analyze the difference of, okay, are we being discontent? Are we being complacent? Do we have peace about this? Is this coming out of a place of fear and not enough and lack? And we mutually felt like the Lord was really pressing on us that we have more over our life, and just because our home was beautiful and we were so blessed to have it, that doesn't mean that there isn't even more for us in life. And so I think that was the hardest thing that we were battling, is we were like, oh, but like we have it so good here and we're blessed to have this place. That was just like this constant thing of like, what are we doing? You know, why are we wanting to sell our home? Like, we have it good, but there was always this thing of just like, there's more for us though. That doesn't mean that we need to stop. So I was, I believe, 23 weeks pregnant when I actually moved into here. And this is actually right next door to my parents. And my brother and my sister-in-law just bought the property next to my parents. So it's funny, it's just us, my parents, and my brother and sister-in-law. So it's fun. We downsized a massive amount. We got rid of, I don't even know, we got rid of a ton of stuff, and we're still gonna proceed to get rid of more stuff because as we're living here, we're realizing we don't need what's in storage and it's kind of pointless that we're storing it. And so it's been amazing being here and realizing what really matters in life, and it's been awesome not to have as many walls separating us, and we've become a lot closer. It's been extremely challenging in a lot of ways because there's 5 of us here and it's very uncomfortable at times, but this place was essential for us to getting our land. And I just feel like we downsized gradually, which is really nice. So we went from our home to here, which is around 850 square feet, and then when we moved into our barn, that's 1,400 square feet. So I'm super blessed we came here, because not having a lot here, not having a bath, not having a dishwasher, not having much space for the kids to roam, it's made it so we really value things that we weren't valuing when we had our house. Yeah, this is our little place. So this is our front door, and this is where things get crazy right off the bat. We have some things that need to go in storage. Everything along this wall is for our barn apartment that we didn't want to put in storage. This is where the kids eat. And little Lacey girl, 2 months old, she stays on here or the boys will hurt her, so we have to kind of keep her away. My husband's little workspace. And then we have a giant fridge as soon as you come in the door, because the one in the kitchen is way too small for us. So right when you walk in, there's a lot happening. And then you come in here, and normally this is completely filled with toys, but this is like their little play space. the living room. We have a washer and dryer in here. I actually really like this, that it's just like hidden away in a closet. So, not much happening, messy. And then come over here and it's the kitchen. We don't have a dishwasher. And most of the furniture in here is my parents'. So we didn't really bring much in, which was really nice. And then right here, the boys are sleeping, but I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go in, show you their room. Then you come over here, and this is the bathroom. So since we don't have a bathtub, I give the kids sink baths, and then Lacey just goes in this little bath. So there's that. Little Lacey girls right here. So this is our room. We don't have much storage, so we have all this filled for her clothes. So this is like her hamper, which is the bassinet that she doesn't sleep in anymore. And then this little corner, this is where she sleeps now, is in her crib. And then our closet. I feel like I talk about this on all of my videos, and I probably will for all of my videos because we're just so passionate about it. Is yes, there's a difference of being discontent, being in lack. There's never enough for me. You're driven out of anxiety and fear. And then there's peace, and there's the Lord speaking to us, and there's complacency, and there's fear of like, if I take this step, my life will come crumbling down, or I'll fail. Like, there's so many factors to take in when you're about to make a decision. But I think so many people, including me before this, I would look at something and I'd be in a daydream state of like not actively pursuing something, and just you're constantly just like, oh, that's cool, they're doing that, I could never do that. And you're speaking these things over yourself that aren't true, and you're paralyzing yourself with your words, and you're becoming in bondage with yourself. And we discovered that we have the key, and that there is more for us. And of course we need to always consider, like, is this coming from a place of discontentment? And for us, this was not. And it was going to be a lot of hard work, and I was going to have to sacrifice a lot as a mom, and Andrew's going to have to sacrifice not seeing his kids as much, and working very hard. And there's a balance between all of that, with being intentional in the process and in the moment. But this was huge for us, and that's what we love to speak to people, is like, if I get a comment on a video of, I wish, like, this is a dream, or goals, or I wish I could do this with my family, I want to write a novel to those people. You can do it. You can do it. You need to sit down with your family. You need to have tough conversations, scary conversations. It's scary for me to think of stretching myself and growing's never fun. It's never easy. So yeah, I could go on about this, but to the people who are in a daydream state and they feel like they watch other people's lives and they're inspired, but they feel like they can never do something, start having tough conversations and start praying, and be still and be at a rest state. Don't ever make a decision out of fear and anxiety, but just, like, especially if you're married, come to a mutual understanding of peace, and you'll grow. And we are so much stronger being here. I just, like, oh my gosh, like, everything. It's not even like the decisions we've made, it's being here, like, physically in this building, has grown. It brings me back to the years when I was in Africa, and we had nothing. We were in a little closet space on bunk beds with no AC, and it just brings me back to a state of, like, wow, I can endure way more than I thought, and I value things way more. And that's not just with like a living space, that's with everything. That's when you make tough decisions and you get a new job. Like, you value things differently when you stretch yourself. And so I'm not promoting a hustle culture, and I never want to promote that on this channel, but I definitely want to encourage you that you're made for so much, and your family is made for so much. I never want anybody watching our videos to ever think that can't be me. No one. I want everyone to watch our videos and think this could happen for my family and for me. So I hope that was encouraging. This week's video was a little bit off, so I'm talking a little bit more, but stay tuned for next week's video because it's gonna be something awesome.